And here we are, the Slaves of Jedikiah, episode 3. Quick recap.
Leave me
Mirror ball.
alone. No.
Now that was shot in broad daylight. It's what they call day for night, or the French call la nuit américaine.
It's quite convincing.
Oh yes, just stop the camera down and put the headlamps on.
I think you're already growing into that costume, Peter.
I know, it's... Yes, I'm definitely bigger.
How did you break your nose?
A car crash.
Ah.
But unfortunately, Hazel Malone said it suited me. As my agent.
Yes, of course, with each cast change, they had to modify the title sequence. There's Kenny.
And update our photographs.
Yes, they had to update you, didn't they? With the onset of puberty.
Every 10 minutes.
Don't think they ever bother to update me.
Add the odd spot.
I was very lucky about spots.
Well, that's what we meant by breaking out, wasn't it?
Yes. Squeeze the odd one. Well, now this is your bedroom.
Yes, you see.
John, wake up.
Now that's not in the lab, is it?
Well, it's not stated.
It doesn't look very lab-like.
It's a pretty 70s bedroom, I must admit.
The whole thing is you have to get to the lab, so it's
That's right.
John, wake up. Something's wrong.
I must just warn you, you're partially naked in this,
I
Nick.
must talk.
Imagine what my parents would have thought if they'd come in now and seen me with a bird in my bedroom.
Carol, what are you doing here?
Something's wrong. I woke up about an hour ago and I had a hunch
Probably would have
that
been
something-
relieved.
4 o'clock in the morning.
I think I might have been relieved.
When I tried to get Tim, he didn't answer.
Got a hair out of place. Look at
So I
that.
thought I'd better jaunt straight over, but the bells aren't working.
Ah, now you're getting up.
Here we
Mr.
go.
in
Look,
charge.
oh my God, he's naked.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, he's got his gym jams on.
How did you get here then?
I jaunted small distances. I had about 5 stops on the way.
Nothing changes with the British rail track then. Thought I was a bit skinny.
All right, Tim, jaunt me in.
So you don't believe her because she's
Jaunt
a
me
girl.
in, Tim.
Yeah.
I just don't have my sleep disturbed.
Power's been switched off.
See? I wasn't imagining it.
Perhaps you've got a fuse in your pocket, have you?
Let's try Stephen. Stephen? Stephen?
Stephen?
Can you hear us, Stephen? Come in if you can hear us.
I remember being told not to blink, which is very difficult.
Stephen!
I did it quite well then, didn't I?
Yep,
Didn't
very
blink.
well.
Nothing.
Only blink when I talk.
Have you got your crystal?
Yeah.
What is this crystal?
I really don't.
Crystal, yes, I don't remember that.
Shopped in IKEA before they even existed. Looks like a piece of jigsaw to me.
Report, Tim.
There you can see that it's yellow.
Somebody must have switched him off.
Let's get back to the lab.
Somebody obviously enjoyed my manly figure to have me doing this
We've found out what's wrong with Tim.
topless for so long.
What's quite good is when they cut back to you and you've got dressed and it's clear that Carol's just stood there watching you get dressed.
Yes, it didn't phase her, did it?
But how are we going to get back to the lab? Are we going to have to take 5 stops to get there?
Yeah, you do little leaps, don't you?
Constant surveillance.
Leaps and bounds.
Did you bring the equipment?
Outside, boss.
Good, come with me.
It's the constant surveillance joke he does
I want
there.
you to keep Sleeping Beauty here under constant surveillance.
Eh?
Watch him, stupid.
You see?
There you go, yes.
He's just watched
Just
you.
watched you get your kit off.
Hasn't let us down. He's not capable of going against us.
Well, he could be if he was reprogrammed.
He's programmed to be specifically part of us. What? It's like saying that Kenny or Stephen...
Carol, what do we know about Stephen?
Not a lot.
Oh, John, you don't think he's one of those, do you?
And I've got a slightly limp wrist there when I'm responding.
No,
Look.
John, that's impossible. Stephen's an ordinary schoolboy. We know when and where he was born. We know where he lives. We know what schools he went to. But you even met his mother. Oh, no, John, he must be one of us. He must be.
All we know is that there was a boy called Stephen Jameson. That doesn't mean that our Stephen's the same one. Or even a boy at all. Or even human.
Don't be ridiculous. What do you mean, not even human?
Well, you've been to the planet Sophostria? We all have. We know it's possible for an intelligence to exist without any physical form at all.
You think that Stephen and those others are from another
Is
planet?
that an itchy jumper?
Well, we
I
jaunt to other
was
worlds.
just thinking that myself.
We know that aliens visit our world occasionally.
Yes, but this is a closed world. No aliens are supposed to come here.
My dad's not supposed to park on a double yellow line, but he does.
He's a policeman.
John, perhaps you're right. Let's contact the Sophostrians. Maybe they can help us.
Was it mentioned that he was a
They
policeman?
don't believe
In the book,
interfering in
but
the
I'm not
affairs
sure
of
it was
a
ever
particular-
mentioned in the
Besides, we need
programme.
Tim to help us contact them. No, Carol, we're on our own.
Then let's go. No, John, we can't do that. We haven't got Tim. We'll have to jaunt it in short hops under our own power.
Oh, yes.
Ah,
The old power look.
not quite sure why it makes us jaunt further with our heads down, but never mind.
Concentrating.
It's the derelict station, boss.
Now, where was this?
Wood Lane Station,
Oh,
which is where the lab is supposed to be. The exterior of Wood Lane is still there. You just before the BBC TV Centre on the right-hand side. And if you take the central line now and cup your eyes and look through the window, you will see the old station still there as the train goes through. I remember we filmed this lot, and I was told to do a jaunting bit, and it was a rollback and mix, and I had to rush off the set. And I was told to rush down a tunnel, and I rushed down it, and there was a plank of wood at eye level right across a piece of tunnelling.
you whacked your head.
And I whacked my head with a really loud bang. But fortunately, the wood was flat, and it just hit my forehead full on, and it didn't do any damage, but it sounded really far worse than it was. But I think they were panicking like hell in case I'd injured myself. Not that they could care less, but there was insurance and possibly the programme ruined
The programme, yeah.
since John became a vegetable. Oh yes, that was the symbol of Jedikiah, the snake, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is the mad special effects.
Thought he was going to make a cup of tea with an upright kettle.
Mm.
Oh, yeah? What is it in the centre?
It's got a safe thing on the front.
Ah, the principle is simple enough. The antenna here is a scanner. You select a point where it can scan an entire area, and then activate it by depressing this switch here.
But what does it do?
Now,
It
I don't know.
scans. It's a radar.
and activate it throughout the entire area. All
I
vantage
mean,
points.
doesn't it shoot out things?
Every
I
square
don't
yard
remember
of the
that
station
at
its
all.
approach is covered.
I think it shoots out things at you.
Was it?
Might be wrong.
You are.
I am. Am I really?
Are you shining a torch
It
in your
should shoot
face?
things out then.
Oh, it's him.
Good boy, put me back.
Turn me on. Ah, yes, whistling acting to show that everything is quite all right. And something sinister is just about to happen.
Yeah. I'm just going to get up and go back and turn on Tim.
But how can you do this if you've got that thing
If
on
he's
your-
got the band.
No, the band is only there to block out telepathic,
Oh.
telepathy and all that, and jaunting and all your powers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Idiot!
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
This fool nearly let the prisoner activate the computer.
Yes.
Silence! No more incompetence will be tolerated. If there are any lapses from any of you, you will suffer.
Oh, come on, boss.
Silence! Tie him in that chair.
Yes, boss.
Have the interceptors been put in position?
Yeah, they're in position.
I want another one brought in here immediately. See to it.
A bully old Jedikiah, isn't he?
Yes, I remember that.
Mike Standing, in fact, was such a bolshy individual. In reality, he wouldn't have stood for that for 2
He
seconds.
wouldn't, would he?
Yeah.
Just knocked him out.
Is he still with us, do you know?
No, he's dead, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, dear. But married to a very beautiful girl, I remember.
Was he?
Yes, but quite a famous actress.
But at the time he was doing the programme.
Yeah.
But he was trying to shag the Spydron's assistant, I
Yes,
remember.
he was doing that all the time.
Yeah.
But
That's right. I don't
he
blame
was
him.
married
She's
to a
nice.
very beautiful girl.
Yeah. Now, is this just bad lighting, or is it supposed to be night time again?
You're in the station.
Then our boss.
Uh-huh.
You can tell he's a baddie. He's wearing a cloak.
Yeah,
They must be the lab.
and he's got a beard.
What are we going to do?
bit of a Darth Vader thing, isn't he?
Yeah. But before Darth was around, I think.
Well, many years before, yes.
Well, because he was in the Tomorrow People, actually, wasn't he?
Yes,
Dave
he
Prowse.
was. That's absolutely right,
He
he
is.
was.
Yeah.
He's in the next story, in fact.
Is he really?
Yes. But I'll have to wait for
Wait,
that.
wait and we'll comment later.
Yes. It's very moving.
What's happening
So
here?
so what do these machines do?
You're about to find out.
Oh.
Ah, yes, that's me walking down the Wood Lane platform.
Stephen, are you there?
No, wait. They may be able to pick up our TP transmissions.
I think they've already done that.
Well, no, they're spying on us, aren't they? They're not picking up our TP.
You're wasting your time trying to warn them. They cannot hear you.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
The band soaks up your telepathic transmissions.
Carol, John, look out!
Oh, let him shout. They cannot hear it.
Here we go.
Looks like a slideshow, doesn't it?
Mm.
Or a zoetrope.
It's nice lighting, that, isn't it?
Yeah, as
Really lighting.
yeah. And this, of course, is film.
It was probably like they probably put one lamp up and the
they all
shadows
let
caused
it
the
fall.
rest.
What is it?
It's a Dyson.
I don't know.
There's a sucker born every minute.
Uh,
Yeah, that was it. So then I dashed into the tunnel.
they blow up their mines. Their mines. Anti-personnel device, eh?
And here we are in hyperspace.
Oh, I see. It sends you up there.
John!
No, it doesn't. We jaunted,
Oh, and it blew you away.
and we didn't get to where we were going before we got suspended.
They're in a safe place.
Where?
They cannot escape.
Where?
Hyperspace.
I have to say that
again?
Philip is just
Hyperspace.
riveted. He's just you're just watching
Yes,
it.
I'm watching it. Yes,
Everywhere. Nowhere.
I've not seen it before. Fascinated.
That lies between the end of 1 microsecond and the
Now
beginning
you
of
see,
an
that
hour.
is a typical
Space
piece
within
of
space.
horror film lighting, light from underneath, cast
Yeah.
long shadows on the face.
Oh, yeah?
Dimensions which make star travel possible, time travel
So
possible.
he's just explained to us what hyperspace is.
You're joking.
I have no time to argue.
And Ginge finds star travel more impossible than time travel, which I find
Believe it,
quite
are you?
interesting.
Why don't you shut your trap?
He's using you, and you know it. Might be as well if you found out why.
I said shut up, or I'll send you into hyperspace.
I was always being manhandled. I think it was a bit rough on a child.
You're just a little fella.
Yeah. And that is a big fella.
Where's he been?
It's been to the
Into the Jan.
yes, it's been to the Trig Bog.
When you've got a long cloak and all that gear to get off, you know, you have to go for quite some time. Just stepped out of the bathroom, as they say in America. An awful lot of up-the-nose shots in this.
Yes,
program.
yes.
But there's plenty to see up, isn't there?
Well, he was so big, you probably didn't have a camera with a pedestal big enough to get up them. On top of him.
Two being held in hyperspatial suspension.
Coordinates.
345 and 780G.
Drift velocity.
You have to remember those.
In this sector,
You know the risks inherent in hyperspatial suspension.
of course.
Yes, we start to break up.
Tight contact. If we lose them, we shan't have time to find replacements.
Acknowledge.
It's got quite a hairy nose on top.
Yes,
as
it
well.
runs into the moustache.
We could talk for hours about his facial hair.
Exactly, yes. Well, mind you, Nick knows more about his body than most people.
Now that was unfair. It wasn't his fault.
I was very discreet about how you got the part, Peter. Oh, look, there's wind in
Oh,
hyperspace.
yes, that's good.
It's a new
A
one.
wind in hyperspace.
Never used to be wind.
I think it's the only time they did it.
I'll tell you why they stopped doing it, because it's with chroma key it starts to break out when the hair starts to blow about.
Here, you mean?
Yes. But we pass through it so quickly we don't even notice it.
Yes, but what is it?
Hyperspace.
But if we pass through it all the time, that means that we must be able to get back, doesn't it?
Well, theoretically, yes.
Don't you start to disperse? Aren't you meant to kind of like break up and melt away?
Yes, you do break up. That's the whole thing. Contrary to the old song, breaking up is not hard to do when you're in hyperspace. Don't fall asleep.
Yep.
It's the old Captain Scott bit, isn't it?
You're on the wires here. Was that quite uncomfortable?
Extremely uncomfortable. Particularly as the harnesses they had at this stage were just at the waist, and, you know, keeping your back straight was really hard when you're supported from your hips alone and you're lying horizontally.
It's no use, kid. Them's good knots.
Them is good knots, them is.
Hey, well, see, I'm breaking up.
Oh, you are. Oh.
Wake up and look at your arm. Your arm, you're disintegrating.
Well, how did they do that? Did they just not do anything because it was like rubbish chroma key?
Shine a bit of yellow light on
Yes,
it?
that's it. I think that's
Is that what they did?
I think so.
Disintegration?
We don't belong here. It's trying to reject us, dissipate us. Falling asleep lowers our resistance. You must not fall asleep, Carol. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
So don't watch any more of this.
Yes, don't watch anymore. Yeah, he's working on us.
Meanwhile, back in the lab.
Back at the knot factory.
Soon be morning, won't it?
Oh, no, that must be Kenny's bedroom with all those football
Yeah, that's
chappies.
Yeah.
Yes, there we are. See, John has an intelligent bedroom with Neil Armstrong on the wall.
And he's got Arsenal.
Hmm.
Morning, John. Morning, Carol. John, Carol, Stephen, can you hear me?
Well,
He's not a very loyal football fan, actually. He's got different games,
Hello,
different
Tim. Is
different
everything
teams
all
all
right?
over the place.
now, what happened to
Tim?
those things then, if we had those?
Tim, come in.
Why did we not continue to have them? They're actually rather good, aren't they?
Mm.
That's not bad either. I mean, we know how it's done, but it's not bad. What's he doing? Falling asleep?
He's nodded off.
Yeah.
All seems to be... Yep, they're all nodding off on this.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah. That's the genuine station. What's he doing then?
He's just been standing there all night.
Yes. Well, I suppose he doesn't sleep, does he, really? He doesn't need to. He's Jed, isn't he? Jed without a bed.
He could have stayed in the lab, really, couldn't he?
You would have thought so, but then that wouldn't give me the opportunity to turn Tim back on then, would it, really?
Oh, yes.
Carol, stop counting. It doesn't work anymore.
Count
You'll
it
have to
over
think of something else.
3,000.
Hmm.
Carol,
300,000.
300,000?
wake up.
We can't count
Carol.
that much.
She's a tomorrow person.
Yes, that's true, yes. I forgot.
Kenny, don't move. It's a trap.
So he moves.
Yeah. He'll listen to me anyway.
What's that? The laboratory, you fool! Quickly!
Hard luck. Kenny, look out.
Oh.
Set wobbled then quite severely.
Didn't realise old Stephen Salmon got into a bit of James Bond.
It's definitely locked, boss.
Oh, never mind me. Switch to
But I was going to say, he hasn't turned Tim on yet, has he?
Hmm.
He's wasting all this time.
Well, that's Kenny for you.
Boss, you'll see.
John and Carol are trapped in hyperspace. Tim, can you get them back?
But you told him before he was turned on, so he
Yes, you've only got to look at that back.
Stay awake, Carol.
Anyway, I'm back.
We've got to stay
Yes, you
awake.
came back to life.
Welcome back.
I need
Thank
the
you.
hyperspatial coordinates.
I heard Jedikiah giving it. I think it's 345780G.
Well, that's very well remembered, Pete.
That's why I said you had to remember.
Oh.
What you didn't remember was what was negligible.
What was negligible? What?
Sorry, what were you talking about?
Hurry, Tim, there isn't much time.
I don't know.
No, whoever was talking to Jedikiah, the Cyclops, asked him a question, and the answer to which was negligible.
Oh, right.
Acting talent? I don't know.
That's kind of good.
Ooh,
Isn't it?
look at that.
Looks like a hot core.
It can't be that
Whoa.
hot. Oh, it is. Trial by ordeal. No, you're right about... You see, this is the trouble. The incidental music, as you say, goes completely against the mood of the scene.
Mm.
But it's cheap
I mean,
music off a track.
Oh.
Contact made.
If you
That covers all that. That was very
Yes,
easy.
here they come. But this is all very well, but...
Quickly.
Stay where you are.
Fools.
Wow.
Why do baddies always say fools when somebody tries to do them down?
Oh, well, that's it. You're all frozen now.
That's right, yeah. It
I
wasn't
suppose
those
you
damn
said
kids.
that they were recorded quite close to them being shown.
Going out, yeah.
So that would have cut down on the amount of editing time available, I guess. Which is
I suppose so, yes. 'cause it-
tighter editing might
Yeah.
have sort of...
The shooting technique changed quite a bit from... I mean, just bear in mind that live television was done in one go, and when they started to record television, it was done in the same style. And it was only slowly but surely that the style of rehearse record came in, so that even then they would do quite long segments if they could in one go. In other words, less editing.
This is another of those
Those fill-ins.
little teasers for next week.
Yeah.
Obviously running under again.
Yeah. Because as you can see, they didn't do them in later episodes.
Yeah.
But was this shown at the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was shown
'Cause
at the end.
It had
It is
your
Cyclops.
voice at the end.
What was that, Donna?
Your voice saying next week.
Yes, I think I did. I think I did.
Oh, that
I
poor
used to do a
man.
lot of extraneous things.
Poor old Cyclops.
How's the prisoner of Zenda then? Tucked up safe and sound?
Out for the count, did he? Did you dish the ambulance all right?
Yeah. It's a bit of a weirdo place, isn't it, Lefty?
Yeah.
Oi! Oi, what's going on then?
The Tomorrow People next week.
Well, there you go. We'll never see what's going to happen now.